WhereMyMomsAt. Raising kids, cleaning shit.
Hey, Mommy Tina. I just listened to your episode with Dr. Hochman, and you had mentioned the thing about hot dogs and how dangerous they are for kids. Even as little ones, you're supposed to chop them up. But I remember when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was eating a whole raw hot dog, and I was playing around, and I remember it going down my throat and me choking for a second, and my older brother not knowing what to do. And then I just threw it back up, a whole hot dog, and just threw up all over the carpet. And it was disgusting, but I kind of learned my lesson at that time, but also was choking on an entire hot dog as a small child. So even when kids are older, just keep an eye on them because kids are stupid and they'll do stupid things.
So dumb.
Have you ever had to give the Heimlich?
Not yet. Have you?
Yeah,
To who?
I'm 3 for 4 saving lives. It's in my Instagram bio. I'm 3 for 4. That's the Hall of Fame numbers, all right? Rest it, R.I.P. Grandma. Grandma didn't make it. I was giving her CPR, but she had a massive heart attack. There's nothing I could have done. Even the fucking professionals didn't save her, so I don't feel bad. You know what I mean?
You tried saving your dying grandmother?
Yeah. We've talked about this.
No, that's
all right,
just
so let me go to
it.
the successful ones first. I was working with an editor one time who was sitting up in front of me, and I was writing and producing, and I heard him going, and I was like, what the fuck you up there laughing about? Because, editors are weird. Editors will find like one frame of something, like, look at this fucking asshole. By the way, every editor I've ever worked with that's worked on your shit loves you. They've all been like, know Christina? Oh, man, she was one of the funny ones. And he's up there and he turns around and he just points like this. I was like, oh shit. And I hop over the desk and I'm like, bang, bang, bang. And then shit just flies everywhere. And he's like, oh God, thank you so much. I was choking. He's like, please do me a favor. Don't tell anybody. I was like, bro, I'm telling everybody. I saved a life today. I'm telling everyone who asks me how my day went I saved you.
What did he choke on?
I don't know what he was eating up there. A little thing he was just choking. He just turned around and pointed. I saved him.
But somehow I feel like if I don't eat the thing that he choked on, I will never choke.
That's not the way that works. That's not the way that shit works.
No, but I need to know what he choked on so that doesn't happen.
All right, I'm not going to eat that. Was it grilled or fried? Okay.
I cannot believe you've done this.
I did it for Stella. This was like I see, it's so funny. I want to say a year ago all the time because we've lost a year of our life. So it's probably 2 years ago now. I was actually at her mom's. We were all having dinner, and Stella got up and walked away from the table. So I just thought she was going to the restroom. But then she turned around and came back, and she started to turn red, and I was like, oh, shit, you're choking. And so I got behind her, and she actually had she had a little bit of ice, and it got lodged in her throat, and she couldn't breathe past it. And it wasn't going to fucking melt. So I went behind her, and I remember from my lifeguard days, I did and that fucking ice and shot across, and her mom's like, I don't know what I would have done if you weren't here. I was like, we're good. And I even texted my therapist and go, hey, just want you to know, I'm not future tripping about my daughter over here almost dying or anything. Like, this shit's working. It's really working.
Do you ever have anxiety when you don't have anxiety?
Just make it up for myself?
No. Like, I was in my shrinks today.
Oh, not anxiety about being like,
how come I don't have anxiety?
Feel weird. You know what? I've never self-checked that, and goddamn you if I do that now. I don't want to start checking. Like, how do I feel?
Yeah. Hypervigilance. Go ahead.
And then the third one was my cousin. He
wait, hold on. One thing. So when you do a little kid, what's the difference between a grown-up and a little kid?
So you don't do the whole fist. You just do how did I do it? I just used like a small, I don't want to make the white power sign here, but a small little. And just checked it gently.
And so it's in between the rib cage. Where are you hitting?
It's under your diaphragm. Like here, you're going up. You're coming up.
So it's
and even if you do it properly, you can break someone's ribs. Like it's a violent thing to try to get it out of there. But with kids, you don't want to use a whole fist and crank. So I made a little knot like this, and I just pressed it nice and popped it up, and that fucking thing shot right out, right across.
How
the
does
floor.
that work? Is it like just why does that work? Do we know?
I don't know. I know it just gets lodged, and they say if you can do it on a chair, if you're by yourself, you can lean on the back of a chair and try to get it out like that. And then my cousin, who smoked some marijuana, we found out later he was allergic to it, didn't know that, went into a full-on seizure. His eyes rolled back in his head, and I'm there, pinch his nose, pull him back. I'm this far away, like from the mic, giving him CPR, and he snapped out of this whole fucking seizure and everything. Wow. And then I smacked him around a little bit, and he's like, take me to the hospital. I was like, we are not taking you to the fucking hospital, dude. And that was 3. And then my grandmom, so we were living with my grandmom after my mom kicked us out of the house we were in for high school, and she walked out of her room. My twin brother and I are home. We're at community college at the time, but we're in between classes. And she just walked out of her bedroom and screamed, "Someone help me." Those are literally her last words. And she fell straight, arms to the side on her face, like broke her nose, her teeth came out, and she was gasping for air, like like that. I just told this on Bert's thing too. And I was a lifeguard at the time. So my brother and I switched places. I was on with 911, and they don't want you to get off the phone till the people get there. So we switched, and I was giving her CPR, mouth to mouth, and doing the chest compressions. And I had her breathing a little bit more, and then the paramedics got there and had her breathing more. Her color came back. She looked good. I thought she was going to be okay. And then I stayed back to, you have to put your house, they throw shit out of the way when they come in. They're not worried about your coffee table. They're clearing an area to work on this person to save their life. So if you don't know when that happens, you got to put your home back together, and then someone's got to give the police report. So I stayed to do that, and they took my grandmother to the hospital, and then she passed on the way.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And then I would go, and I just talked about this the other day because I believe that's where my OCD was born. I believe, I was a college kid. I had a bed. I was a little, kid, and I didn't keep my room clean. I didn't care about that. But the moment my grandmother died, I felt the need and the urge to want to keep her home the way she had it. So these two college kids lived in this home that did not look like, we had Hummels and shit, and I would dust them. I would dust them and keep them clean.
For those of you who don't know what a Hummel is, Google Hummel figurines.
They're expensive too.
They're collector's items.
Yeah, and I would dust them and keep all her shit.
That's your inheritance.
She had birds. Look up Hummel birds.
Your Hummels.
She had a bird. Excuse me, but this is what I would dust some of these right here. And people are like, I can't believe you got, everybody's smoking weed and partying and drinking beer, but it's just all decorated like an older lady lives there, dusting. They're like, Ryan, you dusting Hummels? And I just, after that, I was like, watch the Hummels, God damn it. I would be, I started keeping things clean and organized after that. And I feel like that trauma is where that OCD, because that's really what it is. It's just some sort of trauma coming out or stress or anxiety. And I believe that's what it was.
Well, at least, the problem with these...
My grandma died, but my bed's made.
Yeah.
Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.